Hey there. If you feel behind on AI, a brand new study of 350 small business owners just revealed something surprising. Almost everyone is using it now, 87%, but only about 1 in 5 owners is actually confident they're using it well. Even among folks paying for subscriptions, 3 out of 4 still aren't really sure that they're doing it right. So, that crowd that you think is way ahead of you, most of them are still copy pasting into ChatGPT and hoping for the best, same as everyone else. But here's why this matters. The small group who is confident was almost 3 times more likely to say that AI grew their revenue. Same tools, same prices. The gap isn't adoption anymore, it's knowing what you're doing. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly where you stand and 2 ways that you can close that gap. So let's dive into this report and see what it uncovers. Let me start out by saying I have absolutely no affiliation whatsoever with Bluehost in any way. They don't know who I am or that I exist. I discovered this report and I thought there's some really good information in here that I'd really love to share with my viewers. Anybody who's a small business owner is probably in this in between world right now where they know they need to be doing something with AI, but they're not quite sure exactly what or how to do it. If that sounds like you, you're in the right place. I'm going to skip right through the initial opening on all of this. You can get this report for yourself. All you need to do is go and Google the Bluehost State of AI Report 2026, and you will get it. It's a free download. You'll have to give them a name and an email address, and then it'll download right away for you. I'm just going to cover what I think are the most important parts, and I have a bit of a unique perspective, obviously, as an agency owner who helps small businesses install exactly the kind of AI tools and systems and processes that we're going to be talking about in this report, plus 15 years of owning a marketing agency, which also heavily now uses a lot of AI tools as well. We've worked with business owners, small businesses all across the country. That was our niche. So let's take a quick peek. I already mentioned in the opening, 87% of people, small business owners, let me be real clear on that, now use at least one AI tool. So just simply deciding whether or not to use AI at all, that's no longer the game or the question at hand. If you haven't used any kind of AI tool, you are absolutely behind the 8 ball at this point. However, you're not that far behind. 47% of the people surveyed, the small business owners, said they're still in their first year of AI. And that makes perfect sense. It was really only about a year ago at this point where AI matured enough to the point where it can actually do real business functions. We're going to talk about some of those here today. A year ago to 2 years back, I think I started 2.5 years ago into the world of AI with any kind of regularity. Back then, it was all chat based, mostly writing marketing kind of materials, whether that's a sales letter, maybe some copy for your website or a landing page, maybe some ad copy. It was all chat back and forth. You type in what you want, let the AI write some things for you. You definitely was a lot of AI slop in there. You had to really massage it and refine it to get it, to any kind of good marketing shape. That's totally changed in the last year, really in the last 6 months. Claude Cowork, which is a desktop app, and we'll talk about it in more depth in just a minute. But Claude Cowork, if you've done any kind of real business tools or processes, you're probably using Claude Cowork app. That only started 6 months ago. That was first introduced 6 months ago. That's a lifetime in the world of AI. But in the grand scheme of things, you are not far behind. Most small business owners are still within the first year of just adopting and beginning to dabble with these tools. 56%, however, say that they do use AI every day. This is rapidly growing and increasing in popularity and now really in necessity. So let that kind of guide you where you fit into that equation. And 56% say they pay for at least one tool. We've now reached the point where in order to get any kind of really useful business output out of the AI tools, you're going to have a paid subscription. Otherwise, you run into the message that says, oh, sorry, you've run out of tokens for this turn. You're going to have to wait 5 hours for me to answer your questions. Let's talk about which tools, because this was very interesting to me. I haven't seen this kind of data presented in this way in a while. So what tools are small business owners using? ChatGPT seems to be the gateway drug for all AI users. Everybody has heard about ChatGPT. It was the biggest name in the business and still is among the biggest names in the business. Here's the interesting twist. Gemini is in second place and Claude is in third place, but you can see those are distant second and thirds, very close to each other. Once you get into the world of AI and you use ChatGPT, you're just using it as a glorified Google search in many cases to go find me some information about this topic and make a report for me. It's all still, you're using the chat interface, you're typing in a question, you're getting an answer. Maybe if you're going to the first step level above that, you're asking it to generate some kind of output. Again, marketing copy for a sales letter, a sales page, an ad campaign, maybe writing a report, summarizing some data, putting together maybe a presentation slide deck for you even. What you'll find out is once you're ready to move to the next level, which is where we're really going to talk about today, is actually having the AI tools do real work for you. Like, don't just hand me back a document. I want you to write a blog post for my website. Then I want you to actually go and post that blog post on my website, and not just a plain text document style. I want you to fully style it with custom made graphics. I want tables, charts, graphs. I want the fancy text with the bold headers broken down into beautiful sections with a little color thrown in there throughout. Absolutely capable and doable. That's the next level. That's what we call agentic AI. That's an example of how. And I have my AI do that, I think, for the last 2 months solid. I haven't actually posted a blog post to our own website. I will have my AI assist me in writing it. We'll go through and research topics and write it together, and I'll revise it once or twice, get it really dialed in for the text. And then I will just hand it back off to George. That's my AI, and tell George, go post this on my website. And he will do that. And you're welcome to go to our website and look through our blogs and see that it really does make very attractive, professional looking blogs. That's doing useful work. That's the next level. Well, when you're ready to get to that level, probably you're going to go to Claude's desktop app, and specifically within their desktop app, it's called Claude Cowork. That's where you're handing off tasks. You go do this job for me and come back and report to me when it's done. Very different from just asking questions to any of these ChatGPT, Grok, etc. So you're welcome to look through this list. I thought it was very interesting to see what are kind of starting small businesses using in as they're starting to get into the world of AI. Again, nearly half of all adopters, I don't want to even call them early adopters, we're kind of moving out of that phase, are still in their first year. Marketing and sales leads lead small business AI use cases. I've already talked about marketing, sales, assisting operations. Now you're getting into a slightly different level. This is more reporting, giving me detailed information. So one of the products we have, we call it kind of our entry level AI product, is called the AI Morning Brief. And every morning I get a report that's created by my AI that has, today's weather, stocks, and any financial data that I want it to report on. Give me the update on where that looks. You can incorporate some of your business financial data. I have it generating articles for me on the world of AI and things that might be of interest. That's how I actually found this report that we're looking at here today, is through my AI Morning Brief. I read it every morning. That's business intelligence, and it's a done for you task. It's a set it and forget it. It shows up at the same place every single day. Tremendous value for me. I love it. I won't miss a day. And if I do, because I've got a busy morning or something, I'll go back and read it the next day. All the way up through advanced command center dashboard that can pull in all of your financials for your company, where you're sitting at sales for the week, the month, the year, accounts receivable, which clients owe you money, what things you have coming up. It can do some forecasting, cash flow analysis, things like that. It can track marketing campaigns. I won't go into all the uses, but now you're getting into actual useful tools far beyond something like give me a document. Knowledge is now the number one barrier, and it kind of always has been. Still, at the moment, at least, these things cost very little. You can get a subscription to any of those AI tools for $20 a month and have a really powerful tool that can do a lot of useful things. Now, when you're ready to really elevate your game, you're probably going to need to go to a higher paid plan. But a small business owner can easily afford $20, even $100 a month if what you're getting back is true output, hours and hours saved, and money earned as a result of that. So, top barriers to adoption. This is the one of the most frustrating things for me, because this is exactly what our AI agency was built to handle. No AI knowledge, totally understandable. This is all very new, and business owners are busy. But a lot of people, the second highest thing is they say this is not specific for my business. Well, once you get into the world of AI, what you will soon quickly understand is that this is the same as no AI knowledge. Every product we build and install for our clients is absolutely built custom specifically for that business. So if you're seeing AI tools or systems or processes that don't seem like they're specific for your business, even not in your brand voice, we'll talk about that in a minute, it's only because you lack the knowledge to get that system customized for you and your business. So I can knock out 50% plus almost 60% just simply by having AI customize anything for your business. And that's not difficult once you know how. Same thing, lack of prepackaged solutions. That's all we sell are prepackaged solutions to help small businesses get these tools running in their business totally customized for them. Not enough hands on support, not built for small business scale. These are all just lack of knowledge. Every single one of these, except maybe other, because I don't know what that means, all of these simply fall back to no AI knowledge. If and when you begin to learn what these tools can do, how they can be totally customized for any small business to give you exactly what you want and need at the place you want it, you will soon realize that all of these things are doable and they only seem like they don't exist because you just don't have the knowledge that they do in fact exist. The big difference now is the confidence divide. So the vast majority of businesses don't rank themselves very highly in terms of confidence. That's totally understandable. Again, half of all of the business users are still less than a year into using these tools. They don't have the kind of time that people like me have to really study and learn and try and test out all the tools and build cool systems. So that makes perfect sense. But what you're going to find out is that the level of confidence you have in your AI or your AI abilities, probably a better way to say that, the more confidence you have, the higher return on investment you're going to get, the higher profits you'll get back, the more time you will save. Of course, time is money as well. But 76% of businesses right now that are paying for subscriptions are not highly confident that they know how to use those tools. That's a real shame. Frequency builds confidence. Repetition is the teacher. How do you get that confidence? Confidence comes through repetition. It's kind of a no-brainer, like a thanks, Captain Obvious kind of a thing. But it's just as simple as that. People go from anywhere I rarely use these tools up to I use it multiple times a day. I will use this tool even in the editing of this video that you're watching now. There are AI tools that help speed up and process things a little bit faster. They'll cut out the ums and uhs and long, awkward pauses and whatnot, and then let me focus on the content part. So frequency builds confidence. But here's the thing. No small business has a whole lot of time. Now we're talking about the one thing that very few small business owners actually have, and that's time. You've got two pathways that you can use to get to this level of confidence that is going to make you almost 3 times as likely to report a positive revenue impact from using AI. There's two pathways. And one is you put in the time. You just literally have to commit to it and put whatever extra hours into your day that you need to put in to test and try and use the tools. You pick one thing. This is the other thing that really causes most small business owners to fail in their AI journey is that there's so many shiny objects. There's so many people saying, oh, AI can do this and AI can do that. And so you want to try all of those things because they all sound good, and worse, because people like me are doing videos all day long telling you how easy and simple it is to do all these cool things with the AI. Well, it's not always what it's cracked up to be. And a lot of those people have an ulterior motive behind telling you how easy it is as well. You put in the time, that's pathway number one, or you buy or hire or borrow that level of confidence and experience. You hire some type of agency. I know that sounds like a lousy sales pitch that I just threw on you, but I can't possibly service all the people who are watching this video, but you can go find somebody in your circle somewhere that does have some AI knowledge and skills and can show you at least a few cool tricks to get you off and running with a much better head start than you have now, and at least shortcut that confidence cycle, because that's where you need to get, is to that level of confidence. Trust is the hidden ceiling also right now. So confidence and trust are not the same thing. It's really good at pointing this out. You can feel confident using an AI tool. I could feel confident that I can go to ChatGPT and ask him to create some marketing copy for a new landing page that I'm building. Marketing copy meaning the sales letter that goes on a sales page. I can be confident that I know how to use those tools, but confidence and trust are not the same thing. This is a real shame to me right here. Only 6% of small business owners highly trust an AI to write in their brand voice. 32% barely trust it at all. The remaining majority sits somewhere in the middle. using it as kind of a drafting assistant while keeping what they call a human in the loop, meaning it's going to write something and it's going to give it to you, but you're not going to publish it until you have read, reviewed, and edited it. Here's why this makes me a little bit crazy. I just did a video. I will try to link it somewhere above here in this video on how to use Claude to create a beautiful brand voice guide, a whole set of documents that literally tell your AI how to write exactly like you, whether that's bold and brash and cursing and just out there in your face kind of language. Some brands want to be that way versus polished and professional and stylish. You name it, any kind of voice, what we call that you want your business to sound like, that you would normally write in yourself, the way you write for your business on behalf of your business. You can, of course, teach an AI how to do that. And it can do it exceptionally well. You just have to teach it right. And again, there's all kinds of videos out there. I did one myself on how to exactly build that brand voice document. And then everything you have your AI create beyond that point, you want to feed it those brand documents. I do that every time. Here are my brand. I have a brand DNA guide. I have a brand voice for our business, for our agency, the marketing agency. There's a brand voice for the AI agency. Then I have my own Neil brand voice that I write differently than our company might write on its website, for example. You can feed any of those to your AI and say, write this like I would. And it may take a few back and forth trials to get it dialed in. But what you do is simply give the feedback back to the AI, say, okay, you got a lot of this right, but you missed on here, here, and here. Make sure you remember that for the next time. And it will literally update those documents until after a few tries like that, it's going to nail it. And from that point forward, you just make sure it has, here's my brand voice. Make sure you write this blog post or this marketing piece in my name. This lack of trust in using your brand voice, that is absolutely easily overcome. But again, this is just a knowledge and experience. Nobody has probably ever taught you about that or even how to do that. It's one of the first things we do for clients is make sure we have a brand voice or create one with them so that any AI tools we set up for them can come sounding in their brand voice. Fears, accuracy and quality, that's a legitimate fear. So Hollywood makes AI sound like it's just the smartest thing in the world. It's this, genius going to take over the globe kind of thing. And when you use AI enough, and I've done several videos like this, you will quickly realize that what we get, even the best, what they call frontier, top tier models from ChatGPT, Claude, you name it, even their best models that they're giving us still make mistakes. Quite often, they will argue things that they think they know that they don't really know. They will fail to see just one or two steps down the line. They'll give you a set of instructions, and then you say, well, what happens if this happens? And it just realizes, oh, yeah, you're right. I didn't really think about that. Maybe we need a different plan. AI still will make mistakes. So you cannot trust them with, your business success. You can certainly trust them to do a lot of jobs. And I don't want that to be a turnoff in any way. Just means there always needs to be a human in the loop. So people have this tendency to swing in these pendulum like back and forth. So first, everyone was saying AI is going to take everyone's job. And literally companies have been laying off people trying to replace them with AI, saying, oh, we can have an AI answer these customer service questions over the phone. We don't need humans to do that. Well, they have begun realizing, I have another article I just read today in my morning brief, where a lot of these big companies who had been laying off people to replace them with AI have now started hiring back people again. They've realized, oh no, we made a mistake here. The AI is great, but it's not necessarily replacing all the humans great yet. It's just not there. So always make sure you're in the loop on that. Losing the human touch? Yeah, absolutely. Until you get that brand voice really well dialed in, which again is totally doable, the normal output you're going to get from your AI until you have a good brand voice guide document for it, it's not going to have the same human touch. And maybe for some people, it never will. It depends on what business you're in and what you want that brand to sound like. Data privacy and security is an issue. It's not nearly as big of an issue as a lot of people think. Like, I don't care that the AI companies know what content is on my website because I use their AI to build my website, or help me with writing a video script, or help me with writing some marketing copy. I'm not worried about that. They're not like running and sharing all that directly with my competitors, and my competitors have no way to access my information through those systems anyhow. So once you really start thinking through what is my business and what am I really worried about? Now, there certainly are very real cases. If you're in healthcare, there's HIPAA compliance issues. It's an industry we've been very heavy in on the marketing side for the last 15 years. legal professions. There's certainly professions out there where that is a concern. You just need to know what that is. And believe it or not, you can literally talk to your AI and say, hey, I'm concerned about privacy and security. Can you tell me what this will look like? They will tell you. They're not going to lie to you when they answer those questions for you. Most people just don't know where to start. Cost is a negligible factor. Even that is too complicated is negligible. People just don't genuinely know what's available or where to begin or how to get started. 33% of owners never tell customers that they're using AI in customer facing work. I think this is another one of those pendulum swings. It's going to swing too far one way and then swing back another. There's some people that just don't want anything to do with it, and there's some people who couldn't care less. And I think most people, as in most cases, fall somewhere in the middle. That's totally up to you. I don't feel like I even need to disclose it because I'm an AI agency. Yeah, I use AI in a lot of stuff that we do. So that one's totally up to you. 78% say AI saves them time every week. 21% get 8 or more hours a week. Now, that's not necessarily one person saving 8 hours a week necessarily. It may be 4 different people who are saving 2 hours a day. But that's 8 hours a week. That's an employee a whole day that you could do something with. And really, I'll tell you where we focus first and where you should too is on the owner. How do I give my client owner, the small business owner, time back in his day? I've already mentioned the morning brief, which gives you certainly some time back, at least saves you 30 minutes of not having to look in different places. What's my calendar for the day? What's the weather going to be like? What do I need to pay attention to for upcoming appointments? How do I scan what's happening in my industry? Plus, I get a great new business idea. The AI comes up with some really creative business ideas, ways that you can grow your business and make money. And over time, it gets better and better. That's one thing. The command center, the dashboard I mentioned, has all your financials, your accounts receivable, who owes you money, has marketing dashboards built into it. So you know how your campaigns are performing, how many leads are in my pipeline, how many sales closed this week versus last week. All of that is in one screen. Now you don't have to go spend the next 2 hours logging into all different kinds of sites to figure out what do those things look like for me. The other thing, I have my AI who actually reviews my emails for me, at least in all of my non-critical. I have way too many email accounts, probably a lot of us do. And so I have AI will send me a text message anytime an important email from a VIP or something that it feels like I really need to see. It will send me a text message so I don't miss it, but I don't also waste an hour or two through 150 spam messages in my inbox. There's all kinds of ways that we can do this, and it really comes back to saving time. Put a couple hours a day back into the pocket of a busy business owner. Now you're really giving them the opportunity to focus on strategically growing their business, or at least knocking out the most critical things that they really need to get done that only the business owner can do. Take the busy work off their plate, keep them informed and in full control of their day, and give them at least an hour or two back each day that they can now focus on more important things that really only they can do. That's the key to winning in this game. There's a 16-hour tipping point. Businesses that save 16 or more hours a week are 3.7 times more likely to report a revenue increase compared to the rest of them that are saving less time. However, I would argue, and I think you would agree, time is money for all the reasons I just said a minute ago. Revenue lift is happening. This one's interesting. The last QuickBooks report that I just read, and I think I did a video on that too. I'll put a link there. The QuickBooks report gave even better numbers that revenue, once you get AI working for you, revenue is really going up for the businesses that are using it and using it well. I'll just leave it at that because the data depends on which kind of report you read. 78% save some time each week, with 21% saving 8 or more hours. We just talked about that. That is money back. That's, I would argue, profit, money, revenue somehow coming back into you. 40%, 39% do see a revenue lift. Okay. 43% say they see no change yet. But remember, half of everybody's only been using it for a year. And the vast majority of these people in this study have said they have no confidence at all in their ability to use AI. They are still using ChatGPT as a chatbot to answer questions and get search results. They're not using agentic AI tools that are built to actually do things. All right. What separates the AI winners from the rest? Really, time and experience. This has been kind of the underlying message of this whole video, is that the more time you invest, the more confidence you get, the more experience you get. Here's what really is happening. This difference between those who are making more money with AI and those who are not, it's not about just putting more time in. It's about moving away from just using AI as a chatbot to have a conversation or even create a document into this, what we call agentic AI. That scares a lot of people away. But all that really means is that AI is doing something for you. My AI posts and monitors my entire social media, all channels for our business. We will sit down together, spend a few hours on one day, and we'll come up with the topics, the information, what we're going to share. I've got videos usually that we're posting out there with that. And I will hand all that to him. He will go write it all up in my brand voice, hand it back to me in a document. I will review that document and adjust on the fly, make a few changes so that it really does sound like me and it really is coming from me. I will hand that back to my AI. He will go post all of those things, including custom generated graphics and images, videos or video links, all of that out to all of my different channels. And he will now monitor all of my social channels for eternity, for at least the next week until we do all this again. And if any important messages come in or people engage with me or somebody asks a question on one of my videos, my AI is going to send me a text message. I'm pointing to my monitor where my texts are over there. My AI, George, is going to send me a text message saying, hey, Jim asked a question on this video. You may want to go and answer him. Now, I don't have to be logged in to 6 different social media sites 24/7, constantly checking to see, did I miss somebody commenting? Now I get notified, and now I know I can go and personally engage. That's where you don't use the AI. It's the personal human-to-human contact. You will never take the people out of the loop. And let me be clear on that, because my other videos, I've been really clear. I don't think I've said it in this video. We are not in any way replacing human beings with AI. That is not what we're doing. That's not what we're about. And the data is now coming back out to say the companies that thought they could really replace a lot of people with AI have now discovered, nope, that was not the right decision. We need to bring those people back in. There are certain things that AI just won't do, at least for the foreseeable future, maybe not ever for smart businesses. And one of those things is human-to-human contact, right? Business age matters less than AI maturity. It doesn't matter whether you've been in business for 10 years or 1 year, because everybody started from square one a year ago when AI finally got good enough to do real business functions. It's just now everybody is 1 year old. And how many people have used that last year to learn a tool or two that can help put more time back in their day or help them generate more revenue in some way? Everybody's at square one. That's the beauty of all of this message. Let's just kind of come back and wrap this thing up. It's all about confidence. Confidence is gained through usage, experience, time in the driver's seat, playing with it, learning it, figuring it out. Most small business owners don't have that kind of time to play with it, learn it, figure it out. You only have 2 choices. You spend the time and learn it yourself, or you go buy that authority, that expertise from somebody who has already done that. Again, I'm not going to make this video all about a sales pitch. That is obviously what we do at our agency. We are specifically for small businesses, small like 1 to 20 staff, 5 to 10 million. So if you're beyond that, probably we might not be the right solution, although it depends on what you want. I don't want to say no to anybody, but I'm giving you a sense of who we are and what we do. If you're interested in learning more about what we do, I'll have my website obviously down below here. I would welcome the opportunity to talk to you. We do have free calls if you want to just talk to me personally, ask questions about what we would set up or what we would recommend for your business. Every business is unique. That being said, if you don't have anything, you definitely need something like at least a front desk AI that's going to answer your after hours calls. Depends on what kind of business you are, I guess. Most small businesses, if you don't have it, you're going to need it really soon. Need a way to answer those calls. If you're a service business of any kind and you don't have an AI answering your calls after hours, the AIs have gotten really good. Like the voice, I can tell you, I listen to a lot of those phone calls. I've been doing it for over a year now. A lot of people cannot tell the difference. It's not until they're 2, 3, 5 minutes into a conversation with the AI that you can almost hear the light bulb going off in their head, and they're like, hey, wait a minute, am I talking to an AI? That's how good the AI voices are. The latency, which means how fast they can talk. There's not like this big delay after you ask a question. It takes like 30 seconds. That's all gone, man. The technology is way beyond that. It sounds like you're talking to a human. There's real tone and inflection in their voice. They can be empathetic, sympathetic, whatever you want it to be. But if you're in any kind of service business, you need to have one of those. Also answering your web chat. I can't tell you how many people, when they realize they can chat with an AI on your website, they will use the heck out of that thing and ask questions, because people oftentimes just came to get an answer. I just want to see, do you have this product or service? Do you service my area? Most people have the same questions. I know you answer them all the time. Set up an AI that can answer those questions and book appointments in your calendar. That's the game changer right there. It's one thing to be able to answer somebody's questions, but when that AI can actually talk the person into booking an appointment right there on the spot and doing that after hours while you're having quality time with your family, that moves the needle in a very big way. So if that's something you don't have. Usually, again, every business is different, but almost every business needs one of those. You're welcome to call our website or call the number on our website. You can talk with Amanda. That is our AI. Again, we've been doing these for small businesses now for well over a year. And the more time they have, the better they get. They learn from all those interactions and they learn what questions people ask. So, inevitably, somebody's going to throw a curveball at your AI, something that you didn't anticipate. And the AI learns from that. It goes into the database. So the next time somebody asks that question, they got it covered down. Fantastic tools. And again, everything totally custom for you. I can't tell you how important it's going to be. I mean, you're probably seeing that if you're here still watching this video, it's because you realize that I need to learn or I need to figure out some pathway forward in this because there's going to be a real difference between the businesses that are leveraging those tools to win back 2 hours a day for the owner. Those are the businesses that are growing. And the data is clear on that as well. That came out in the QuickBooks study. The fastest growing businesses are the ones that are really investing in using those AI tools. And a big part of that, again, is just putting more time back in your time bank that you can now go spend on more productive things. All right. Anyhow, I appreciate your time here today. Thanks so much. If you have any questions, you know how to get me. My number, my website, all of that will be there below. I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.